Happy New Year and welcome to the SVG TV News for Tuesday, January 3rd. I'm Khalil Keita with the details. Over 60 police officers were awarded for their service, bravery and academic performance at the annual Police Awards ceremony held last Friday at the Russell's Auditorium under the theme, Amidst the Challenges, We Continue to Serve and Protect. In his address at the ceremony, Commissioner of Police Colin John said over the last 2 years, the RSVG police force has faced many challenges. However, members continue to do their best in protecting and serving the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
We are surrounded by water, and that poses several challenges to us in terms of the gun trafficking and drug trafficking throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. These crimes are caused or partially caused by the demand for drugs, the demand for guns, the greed of mankind, and the selfishness of mankind. But as the team said, we, as a collective, we acknowledge the challenges that we face from time to time. And we have to face it as a police force and as the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And at this juncture, I wish to thank the citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for their continued support to the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force in their crime-fighting effort. Commissioner John said despite their efforts, there are still several areas that need to be improved. We have to ask ourselves, when we look at the team and we look at the word service, is our service satisfactory? Are the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines getting value for their money by the service of the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force? That is a question that every police officer should ask themselves and answer honestly. We have done a lot of things right, but admittedly, there are some areas that we need to improve on. We were able, throughout 2022, to get 35 firearms off of the street. But we had 42 homicides, which is a record that we are not proud of. We have had 26 police band consorts, but we have had 30 reports of police abuses on the public. We have performed several duties as outriders in the traffic department, but we have had even more reports of police officers approaching the public in an impolite manner. The police commissioner said every officer must examine him or herself and try to make the necessary steps to improve on their performance in this new year. Have to examine ourselves. We cannot give a pail of milk and then turn around and kick it over. So we have to, for 2023, do some honest self-introspection and ensure that we perform better in the areas that we fell short in 2022. We have to work harder to perfect the police product. It is not beyond us. We only have to adopt the principle of treating people the way we want to be treated. Or as the Bible said, love your neighbors as you love yourself. It's as basic and simple as that. Tonight is not a night of lamentation, although I highlighted some areas that we can improve. And I am sure with the cooperation of the members of the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force and the citizens of St. Vincent and Grenadines, we would do better. Meanwhile, Minister of the Public Service Frederick Stevenson congratulated the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force on its crime-fighting initiatives and strategies throughout 2022.
Speaking at the awards ceremony, Minister Stevenson said though a few may fall short, more than 95% of the members of the police force carry out their duties in the way they should.
Again, congratulate the police for the tremendous work that they do despite the difficult and challenging circumstances within St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On social media, you get a lot of licks. But you are the ones who are charged with the responsibilities, and you can't make social media the persons who are responsible for the work that you do. You are charged with that responsibility, and you have to know what you do. I want to congratulate the police service in relation to the number of police youth clubs throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The police have taken over the responsibility of what I used to love and was a part of, the National Youth Council here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We don't have a National Youth Council again.
Minister Stevenson appealed to the members of the public to continue to work hand in hand with the police to make SVG a safe place for all.
Than killing one another. There are lots of opportunities available for you. You just have to turn away, get out of the situation and the circumstance that you are in. And there are avenues available to help you to reach for the better, so that you can do better and become better citizens here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Crime and drugs and the illicit trades cannot help you. You are too young to die by the gun. Let us continue to work together as people of a nation. Let us continue to work hand in hand. If you see something happening in your community, there's somebody I'm sure that you could speak with. The police used to have a jingle that I used to love. The police is your friend, you know. Everybody remember that? The police is your friend. Let the police remain the friend of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So together, we can fight crime.
Detective Sergeant 740 Bjorn Duncan was awarded the Policeman of the Year. Sergeant Duncan thanked many of his colleagues, but dedicated the award to his deceased mother.
Family, for the support always. This award is dedicated to my mother. She died in 2002, and most of my achievement, my personal achievement, I dedicate them to her. I would also like to thank the rank and file of the police force. I would like to thank my department, the Major Crime Unit, for the support. I couldn't have done it on my own if it wasn't for the support of my team members. No, this was a surprise to me, to be honest. I mean, I continuously work hard. I pride myself in working hard and looking for justice on behalf of the citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And that has been something that continuously pushed me in the organization. So I continue to work hard and do it to the best of my ability.
Policewoman of the Year was awarded to Corporal Lafleur Williams, who was too excited to receive the accolade. She believes that her dedication and hard work paid off, which did not come easy, especially being a woman.
Surprised, shocked, lost awards, at the same time happy. Being a female, competing with the males is a very tough job. And I see myself as a very hard, honest and diligent worker. Someone who believes in going the extra mile to protect our shores and more so the people and the visitors to our shore. The This award tonight, I must say, yes, Bucha, he has been there for me for the past 15 years. He has encouraged me, and I must say a very, very, very heartfelt thank you to him. To Superintendent Samuel, he saw something in me. He pushed me, he encourages me, and he motivates me every day. Former Inspector AK, this also is a dedication to him. From day one, he was instrumental in my upgrading this organization.
The two awardees are encouraging their colleagues to remain committed to the oath they took to serve and protect the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Ministry of National Security, in collaboration with the Office of the Deputy Director of the Grenadines Affairs, has re-established the Northern Grenadines sub-base of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Coast Guard Service on Beckway. The operations, which were initially established in 2013, recommenced on December 12th after a 4-year suspension. Last Thursday at 10 a.m., a flag-raising ceremony to officially signal the resumption of operations of the base was held on the grounds of the Beckway Revenue Office complex in Port Elizabeth. Senior government officials, including the Commissioner of Police, Colin John, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security, Hudson Ned, Lieutenant Commander Ralphie Ragge of the SVG Coast Guard, and Deputy Director of Grenadines Affairs, Carlos Williams, were in attendance, among others. In his remarks, Commissioner of Police Colin John highlighted the importance of safeguarding the security of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the role in which the Coast Guard plays in doing so. The Commissioner pointed out some of the responsibilities that the Coast Guard undertakes to secure the island's borders from criminals. In doing so, he said that the Coast Guard assists greatly in the preventative aspect of policing through its strategic and target marine patrols, which help to curtail and prevent incidents of yacht break-ins. The Commissioner also lauded the Coast Guard for the number of medical evacuations it carries out throughout the year, from the Grenadines to the mainland and other countries in the region. The SVG Coast Guard operates 2 sub-bases in the Grenadines. The other one is on the island of Canouan. Police in the South Central Division have launched an investigation into the circumstances surrounding the death of Selwyn Foy, a 46-year-old farmer of Career, Mesopotamia. A news release from the Police Public Relations Department said investigations revealed that the deceased was discovered lying on a bypass road between Collins and Evesham with what appeared to be gunshot wounds about his body on January 1st. Police say the motive for the killing is unknown. A post-mortem examination is expected to be carried out on the deceased to ascertain the exact cause of death. Persons with information that can assist with the investigation are encouraged to contact the police, which said all information received will be treated confidentially. Foy's death marks the country's first homicide for 2023. Meanwhile, there are conflicting reports on a shooting incident in Rose Place involving the police and a civilian who was shot dead. A police press release issued today stated that an Otley Hall resident was fatally wounded during an armed confrontation with police on a New Year's Day. According to the report issued by the Police Public Relations Department, members of the police force conducted an operation in the Rose Place community on Sunday, January 1st, and during the operation, a man who was armed with a gun fired shots at the police. The police returned fire, and the gunman was shot in the process. He was transported to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead by the district medical officer. The deceased was later identified as Sage John of Otley Hall and Layou. Some residents who were in the area where the incident occurred are refuting the police's version of what took place as they spoke to our news team off camera.
He ain't a wanted fugitive, he ain't no less food for them to come in at them excessive force there.
Well, you must just the way we beat off the thing, but you know them out. We beat off the thing before you go up there.
Even though they could have said police don't move and don't shoot neither. And say drop your weapon, that you got empty. They could have said that too.
Because people usually hear gunshot felt off
exactly.
Here when old years night going to New Year's.
Them,
so they probably don't plan to tell the police to come
don't
down.
Move. Now it's a split second after and a bullet. They may wait for nobody do nothing. Spicy, there's some bullet passing them so the man ain't shoot. And the man don't surrender. That's why the man road cut down here. And the man is going to them 10 chewy gun in. Take the man reach here, you see boy clear them, you see Cherry turn back now. Run back so and that's how they hit him now. They don't hit the man in. The man check, get back up, he run over and stamp him in the chest. Stamp him in the chest right there. Put on the boy. You see officer who guard is in a run. That's the only thing you could say.
It's supposed to have a good crowd down here.
That way they were expecting, they've been expecting more people, you know, they come, kids come, they come back.
Same thing we do, the people do every year. But through the COVID, the whole for about 2 years, they stop here gunshot.
The man them come out from 9 step public and them all walk come to the police in the yard.
Yeah, but they don't know.
We come from so too. So when the man try run to come here, they come from here, all over the detention. There's 3 of them. 2 riflemen? No, 2 handgun man and 1 rifleman. It's a formation, the man them come in. 1 man in the middle and 2 by this side.
Residents say they found multiple spent shells after the incident, and as one man noted, that had he been at his usual sitting spot, he would have been shot.
From when you're running, look at it. It's right there. See the sack right there? It's a bullet hole again. There were more sacks here. Sacks was out to here. But they took up the sacks. Bullet in that? They dig it out. They took up the sacks and now here. They had bullets in them and threw them in the back of the transport. And it's here. Shots in between here.
Running them down.
That's where they come from.
If I was here, boy, I don't know. Huh?
You would have hit.
I would have got hit. If I was here, I would have got hit.
Because you would have been sitting right there.
Alright, I would have been right there. And you see the one that picked the box off of there? I use the same down here for me, a little boy, you know, man. So I say, well, Mr. If I live down here. And I always see coming from inside there. So I guess, well, he lives some up in there. But I know it's over Edinburgh, Mr.
Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves is in Guyana on a 4-day official visit. Dr. Gonsalves and Guyana President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali arrived on the same flight from Brazil on Monday afternoon. The two leaders were in Brasilia for Sunday's inauguration of President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. According to a Guyana Department of Public Information release, Prime Minister Gonsalves was down to meet with President Ali and government ministers to discuss several areas of cooperation. Today, PM Gonsalves visited the government's low-income housing scheme, the model Duravilla unit, and Duravilla's housing operations on the east bank of the Demerara. He was accompanied by his wife, Eloise, and several officials from the government of Guyana and Duravilla. PM Gonsalves visited Guyana last year for the inaugural Agri-Investment Forum and Expo. 6 bouncing babies were born at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital on the first day of the year 2023. As we hear in this report, 3 of the mothers are starting new beginnings as first-time mothers.
Ascensions were ushering in 2023 in different styles. Nurses at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital were preparing to welcome this country's first baby for 2023. The bouncing 7-pound baby entered the world at 1:57 a.m. to first-time mother Sonelsia Nanton of Sandy Bay.
No, this Saturday I water back been broke in the man, so I end up have to reach in Jastron. I said mean to in the afternoon. Yes, Saturday evening.
Her precious boy is one of 3 boys delivered at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. There were also 3 girls being born on that same day. The second baby to be delivered is a girl, who came at 2:55 a.m. Third baby, a boy, at 3:25 a.m., followed by baby number 4, a boy, at 4:30 p.m. Then at 9:35 p.m., a girl, and last baby, also a girl, at 11:58 p.m. The beaming mothers we spoke with were young first-time mothers.
Most of the journey was rough, but it was worth it.
My name is Kiara Wiley. Having a child on New Year's Day is the best. Because I can remember this day forever and for the rest of my life.
It's something to remember, a moment to cherish, and hold on to, because New Year's Day is a special day as well, where you celebrate going into a new year.
The babies came as a surprise for the mothers, as none of them came on the due date, which was either before or after the 1st of January 2023. The mothers are from Chauncey, Sign Hill, Sandy Bay, and Lomans Leeward. Staff nurse at the maternity B ward at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital said they're just happy for the excited mothers who all had a normal delivery.
Yeah, everybody is so happy to celebrate mommies and the babies, especially the babies who born in New Year. Yes, there are 6 babies. Babies are doing really good and mommies are coping well with the babies.
Larissa Pugsley Kidd, SVG TV News.